Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wannabes podcast. I'm Morgan, that's Luke, and that's Dreaded, and we're your hosts for this evening. And, well, here on the Wannabes podcast, we dive into movie reviews, discuss the story, discuss the filmmaking, and rank them, and, well, let you know if they're fucking shit or not. So, yeah.
All
Luke,
right.
You missed, by the way, Luke, the best intros and outros I've ever done on this show last week.
Last week?
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
We ended and I looked at Dread, I was like, bro, I've never opened and ended our show that good before. So
She really did.
Every week now.
Also, we would like to say as well, you missed a great movie last time.
yes, you did.
Did I though?
No,
No,
genuinely.
I mean, yeah.
Genuinely, yes.
What up, Gara?
It was
It was The Last Breath. Yes.
Yeah, okay. I did
That's-
I ended up catching it after the show. It was pretty good.
Yeah, yep, there you go.
All right.
Good call.
So, everybody, we are diving into the Netflix original film, The Electric State. We did this for you so you didn't have to. And it is starring Millie Bobby Brown, Chris Pratt, and many more. So, with that being said, before we dive into our movie review, we have some news to talk about. Now, we're going to talk about one piece of news because it's a lot to digest and go through. And let's switch on over to our news segment because, y'all, we are diving into the massive cast announcement that happened today, which is the cast of Avengers Doomsday.
Ooh, can I read it off?
Please do.
All right, you guys. So, like she just said, Avengers Doomsday cast got announced. And, we're going to get, the usual stuff we expected. Like Chris Hemsworth as Thor, the Fantastic Four, our new one is coming back and everything like that. We got Bucky, we got Shuri, we got Ant-Man, we got Beast, being played by Kelsey Grammer. You got Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart as, Charles Xavier and Magneto. Alan Cumming as Nightcrawler, Channing Tatum as Gambit, so on and so forth. Just the usual. Oh man, okay, that is the coolest freaking news that came out. The fact that not only are we getting some MCU characters that we haven't seen for a good minute, we're getting the X-Men back. To be specific, we are getting back, as I said, we're getting where you guys at? Professor X, Magneto, we are getting Nightcrawler, we're getting Mystique, Rebecca Romaine Mystique, not freaking Jennifer or whatever. We're getting Cyclops back, we're getting Gambit back.
Oh, Jennifer Lawrence?
Yeah, no, she ain't coming back.
Right, okay, I gotcha.
We're getting
I understand the joke
back.
now.
Where's Howard the Duck? He might show up. I mean, he was a cameo in an
Let's
Endgame,
be
so
honest,
there you go.
Howard will probably be another post-credit scene.
Probably so. So, yeah, we're getting the OGs back. We're getting the Fantastic Four after their First Steps movie. We're getting Shang-Chi returning since his movie.
Fine.
We're getting my man crush, Namor, back.
That one's actually got me pretty hyped.
That was the one I thought.
It's gonna be kind of cool.
As happy as I am to see the X-Men, you have no idea how happy I was when I saw Namor. I was like, yes!
The fucking
Yes!
X-Men are
That's
back,
the one
bro.
I'm like, Dreaded's over there screaming for this man.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
I'm
do want to
fucking screaming.
say that I'm really, really excited to see that we are getting Patrick Stewart back as Xavier, as well as Ian McKellen as Magneto. That we are getting like our OGs back.
Mhm.
I know that we've obviously seen Patrick Stewart in like the bit like of Doctor Strange Across the Universe, but I'm really happy that they are taking on the full roles again. So I'm happy about that. That made me really, really ecstatic.
I mean, that's
Same
awesome,
with
but like,
Alan Cumming.
but what is the plan then with the X-Men? Like, do we think
Oh.
they're like back? Is this the one-off? Are we killing them? What are we doing?
Okay, let's get to it because
We're
I was
probably
about to say,
killing them.
like, I am happy and I am pretty hype about the fact that these OGs are coming back, and I'm happy to see our MCU people coming back,
Yeah.
especially people we haven't seen for a good minute.
I have
along with-
questions on where some others are, though. Not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
I will say also, apparently Chris
This
Evans is in
doesn't
a
necessarily mean it's the full cast. I don't know.
true.
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
so I also see that Chris Evans is in an undisclosed role. We're getting Hawkeye, Strange, and Spider-Man and Peggy Carter back as well. So I mean, that's cool as well. So yeah, the cast has me happy. We're gonna see some old faves. We're gonna see some people we haven't seen in a minute, and we're gonna see some OG triple OGs back in action.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, and of course we've got Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom.
Still not
Look-
feeling it, huh?
No, that's the you guys will. No one will convince me to like that. Okay, I'll have to watch it, and maybe I'll be wrong and say that was pretty good. But I'm still just about like, why bring Robert back. Like, I'm just such a big fan of letting other people take the role on. And
I still like I want my man. I want him. I want him back. He was good. I really wanted that to pay off.
I'll
I
be
want
honest
him.
though, like a mind obviously we already know.
I want Kang.
oh, Kang.
I really wanted
yeah.
Kang. I
No,
really,
I did
really
too.
wanted Kang, man. I
That's-
really did. I'm bummed out I'm not getting Kang. Like this sounds cool. This does sound cool, but I wanted Kang.
No, seriously, that I want that too, because that's what they were. Even if it wasn't Will, it was what they were building up to.
And that's what this is gonna be. It's a Kang story that we got Doctor Doom in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much redoing they have done, but it's just like, okay, Doctor Doom, like, that's out of nowhere.
Not
Like,
much.
even if Kang wasn't built up like Thanos, he was still there. Like, you sensed, like, okay, that's coming, right? But Doom is just like, nope, he's just here all of a sudden in his own movie. And I'm guessing we're just going to have to set him up in a post-credit scene for the Fantastic Four, but that's not going to work like that.
Yo, he's not even in his phase, you know what I mean? Like Thanos is in that phase more than Kang was in whatever fucking phase that was.
Yeah.
And you still wanted Kang. Like I just for me, the hype around Kang and what he could do and where it was leading. I mean, plus like Jonathan Majors is really good at it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, that's the only thing that bums me out. Like I said, I'm happy. This looks cool. I'm excited to have Robert Downey Jr. as Doom, but like I know that all this is just a byproduct with what happened with Kang. This was not the plan.
It was not, and that's why it just feels.
Part of me wonders in a way though, was it the plan, but for a different phase way further down the road? And it just
It could have been. It could have been.
Yeah, maybe
this
the
could have been
order
a
of
plan.
operation had to get jumbled a little bit because the shit went down.
I could see this being
sucks.
a plan ages down the road, and they're like, "Well, fuck, everything just happened with Jonathan Majors. We don't want this guy anymore because whatever."
It's gonna be a massive what if.
We need to speed track our other phase that was way long, like down the line.
Yeah, it's just like, but in this, it just wasn't.
I do want to remind you though, it's not going to
No,
be.
that does bum me out.
We're not going to necessarily just have Fantastic Four doing a setup for Doom. We could get a really good, important post-credit scene from Thunderbolts.
Didn't they bring him back?
Who?
I correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Marvel brought Majors back to do something with the role, which is probably just like off him. I don't know, but I think I'll double check that. Continue. I apologize.
I don't actually know. Like, I think there have been talks about like Majors opening up about the firing and stuff, but I don't know if it was ever truly stated, "I'm back."
Maybe it was more of a he's open to return kind of thing, potentially.
I think.
Yeah. No. Okay. I am full of crap, but there is potential, according to the interwebs, that they might meet again. But yeah, so that is my only bummer about this. But like, I am excited. This cast sounds sweet. I got Namor back, so I'll take that.
Yeah. Bring that on, Namor. So awesome.
No,
so
I'm
handsome too.
I think they better not. Yo, no bullshit though. No bullshit. He gets to do something significant. He doesn't just show up and leave, and you don't kill him.
Oh, please don't.
So how many do you think are going to die in this?
Probably the entire X-Men.
You know what? I can see that happening considering we've got these veteran actors, but they are like older now.
Yes.
And I'm not sure if they want to really recommit to doing all this again.
Yes. We bring everybody back one more time. You get your Marvel money. Everybody gets their Marvel money. And that's it. You're all going to die. We're going to go cheaper.
Unless they just decide to do the No Way Home thing. We're like, okay, they're not dead, but they'll just go back to their... Or they're going to have to do the Deadpool and Wolverine thing where, nope, this is a complete different version because I forgot. Well, actually, I forgot. They changed it to Days of Future Past. We was like, oh, yeah, Cyclops is dead. But then I remembered, oh, he's back.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't freaking know.
Just for the sake of argument, I'm sticking with the X-Men are going to die. They're all done.
There are 3 specific characters. I am like, where the fuck are they and why aren't they on the cast list? I don't understand why none of the Marvels are on this.
That is true. I even thought to myself before we talked about like, wait, I didn't see Brie Larson.
Yeah. Like
there's
a couple I'm like, Where are they and what the fuck they doing?
There's no Marvels. There's no Hulk.
No Hulk.
It's who else?
No Hawkeye.
No Hawkeye's here.
There's no Hawkeye's.
Where's Hawkeye?
I'm on the Wikipedia right now. Look at the bottom.
Oh no shit! Hold on.
Yeah, Jeremy Renner, Benedict Cumberbatch, Tom Holland. Like they're gonna be here.
Oh yeah, my list that I have doesn't have it. So I don't know, because I've also heard that Benedict Cumberbatch was not supposed to be a part of Doomsday. So it may be that they might have very brief cameos for their characters, but they're not part of the full on story.
Maybe so.
Because I know that Doctor Strange and Benedict Cumberbatch is gonna have a big role in Secret Wars. That has been confirmed. So
that makes sense. Also, he's not in this.
I mean, I see his name, Benedict Cumberbatch, as Doctor Strange at the bottom there. Wait, let me refresh it. Maybe it's updated.
I wouldn't trust Wikipedia because that can be edited by people.
I'm on IMDb.
Yeah, I'm looking at the deadline.
This doesn't have Tom Holland. This doesn't have Jeremy Renner. This doesn't have Mark Ruffalo. This doesn't have, who would you guys just say?
The Marvels. Which I also brought up that Mark Ruffalo wasn't here.
No, I know the Marvels aren't on there, but I'm surprised that they're not on the cast list.
That's what I'm saying.
Part of me is like, where the fuck are they?
None of these are on the IMDb page, which is why I think this is like incomplete or some shit. You know what I mean?
It either is complete or they're gonna announce or leave maybe a surprise.
Well, they'll be in there.
Yeah.
Maybe, who knows?
I'm just kind of like, I feel like
I'll see Deadpool either.
Like at this point, I feel like there are some characters that are like, okay, but like, where are they? Why aren't they in this? Elizabeth Olsen has already come out and confirmed that she will not be.
Well, yeah, she's dead.
Witch. So because there was a lot of fans asking about that. I know she's interested in coming back in Scarlet Witch one day, but she has said like, I'm not going to be back for Doomsday, guys. Sorry.
I want to bring this up too. I'm happy Loki's coming back, by the way, too. Loki.
I'm happy Loki's returning, but I'm very curious as to how.
I gotta watch season 2.
Season 2 is so good. And season 2 is why I'm like, how are you?
I ain't gonna lie. I like the show Loki a lot more than I actually ever thought I was gonna.
Love the show Loki.
The only I swear, because I know I was happy about Namor, but the only other person who I really was hoping to see was Moon Knight. I want my Moon Knight back.
Yeah.
Isn't that a plan?
I don't know.
There is a plan to have him return in some way. That has been announced by Feige. So.
Okay.
Make it soon. I miss my boys.
It has also been so far confirmed that it will not be in another not in another series of it. Like there won't be a season 2 or anything. Is what it sounds like so far.
Okay, but they at least still do enough with the character because I think I really want to sell Mark and Steven's reaction to the fact that Jake Lockley's a thing. And I miss Khonshu too. Khonshu was such an ass, but I liked him for it.
Oh, dude, read the comics. All right, I got one more thing, and then you want to move on?
Yeah.
Okay. Who is watching Daredevil?
It's on my to watch list. I haven't had a chance to start it yet.
You guys are killing
but
me.
I also, Luke sent me a really funny text message the other night, Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
He sent me a text. He's like, I know you're not watching it, but fucking Young Avengers.
Oh, what have you done to him?
No, look.
He just hates that I called it from the very first ever time he hinted it. He's just mad at me for being right.
Just watch it. Maybe I'm full of shit. I hope I'm full of shit. But you, Morgan, are the authority of the Young Avengers. So you let me know so I know whether or not I should freak out or not. All right? Because the show's amazing. I don't want to have a problem with it, but I might. So I need to know.
Let's be honest. Almost everybody else is already in line for a Young Avenger. It probably is going to be a Young Avenger. Sorry.
Start the review.
So all I wanted to say is, Luke, in my defense, I'm not watching. I'm not watching anything right now. Not one little thing. Like the last thing I watched was Kaiju number 8, and that was like a couple months ago.
I gotta watch that.
It was actually really good. I really liked it. But yeah, I haven't watched anything. Oh yeah, you're not the only person who keeps telling me that.
Yeah, I genuinely think you would really, really enjoy it. But anyway,
I gotta watch season 2.
But yeah, you do. You already started it. I was there when you started it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Brutal.
Name more.
All
What a
right.
man.
Before we get on a
Morgan.
tangent about what?
Yeah, get the reins.
Huh?
Reel us in.
Okay. So everybody, we're going to dive now into our movie review of The Electric State. That way we aren't rambling on and, driving y'all crazy.
Namor drives me
So,
crazy.
We know, buddy. We know.
Yeah, dude.
W-
Mexicans.
We're very aware.
We're in here. We are in here. Let's go.
Okay, so
All right, I'm good.
I'm pulling up my information on the film right now. I forgot to have it pre-pulled up like I usually do.
You're good.
But obviously this did not get a actual box office release because it was a Netflix original film. So I will not have box office, but
Right.
it was an hour and 28 minutes for the runtime. The budget for it was $320 million, which if you look at the cast members and the amount of CG that was in here, I'm not really surprised of it having such a high-end budget. Not saying that it was necessarily used well, but we'll get there. Currently, for anybody who's curious about how it's doing in other people's opinions and not ours, according to the website Rotten Tomatoes, 15% of 111 critics reviews are positive with an average rating of 3.8 out of 10. We also have on the Electric State that for IMDb it is rated a 6 out of 10. All I have to say, guys, is as much as we want to hate on Electric State, or we may hate on it, it's doing better than Snow White is right now, and Snow White has surpassed actually a worse rating than the the Dragon Ball film you guys talked about.
No, hold on, no.
Oh my god!
She was this close. And she called it Super Bowl. Morgan.
Honestly, no.
I hate.
But the thing is, I'm an anime
what's...
watcher. I don't hate on Dragon Ball. It's just not my thing to get into. I don't even know how I said Super Bowl. I really don't.
Serious. But I'm being dead. It's cool. I'm being dead serious. I'm just fucking with you. How do we feel about this? Are we happy about this, Anthony? Like, honestly, I'm conflicted. How am I supposed to feel? Is this a good thing? I mean, the movie still sucks.
Sorry, guys.
Are we talking about, is it a good thing that it was worse than Dragon Ball Evolution?
Yeah.
I mean,
Snow White, guys, just so you guys know, it's sitting at
now it has
1.6 for Snow White on IMDb right now.
Now it has no reason to be memorable.
Oh no!
Even the worst of the worst anymore.
Hold the fuck on!
No,
yes,
now
it does.
Now you get to know that it survived against the worst Disney release of ever.
No, I wanted it to be down there. Stay.
I mean, it's still down there. Let's be honest.
Stay.
Okay, here's how I feel about it. I don't think I necessarily care that something beat Dragon Ball Evolution in worse, because I'm gonna be real. There's other movies that I think is worse than Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yeah, facts. Honestly,
Okay, Dragon Ball Evolution is terrible, but the only positive thing I'll say about it is I think it's fun to make fun of.
It's a functional movie. Like you said, there's way worse out there than that movie. That's
yeah. So that's all that was like.
So
when I saw that news, I was like, ooh. You have to be that bad to be lower than Dragon Ball Evolution? Shit.
But at the same time, like, do we care? Like, it's fucking Snow White. Who cares?
That movie's called Spice Brown, by the way, so I don't know what y'all talking about anymore.
That movie was outdated in the fucking 40s when it came out. Like, what are we talking about? Like, out of all the Disney movies that you think of, when the fuck do you ever think about Snow White? This thing was DOA from the beginning.
You have a point, honestly. I always forget Snow White was even one of the princesses.
Yeah, like, dude, obvious cash grab is obvious cash grab. Like, whatever. What were we expecting? Nobody fucking cares. No one cares.
Anyway.
Who asked for this?
Oh, no. Oh, no. I just figured out who directed Snow White. Mark Webb. Oh, no. Why'd you do that? You know, he still has the Spider-Man movies.
He should have fought harder for his Spider-Man movies, and maybe he wouldn't be in this position.
Hey, yeah, we're getting off tangent.
All right,
we're supposed to talk about that Netflix movie.
So, The Electric State, first things first, is a 2025 American science fiction action adventure film produced and directed by Anthony and Joe Russo. So, it's a screenplay by Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely, and is loosely based on the 2018 illustrated novel by Simon Stalenhag. I hope I said that correctly. So yeah, that is kind of what we're getting into. If anybody wants to know a little bit more, it's basically put in a kind of like a bit of a dystopian, like basically in like a 1990 in the 1990s, a war between humans
Ready
and
Player
robots
One.
put the world in disarray, and we have somebody with the help of CEO Ethan Skate of Sentry. They
What a
developed
name.
yeah,
Hmm.
but they developed a neurocaster technology, which allows you basically to like have like a VR headset and be like in two places at once and so on. And there ended up being the belief that humans are humans and robots aren't supposed to feel, they aren't real, they shouldn't have rights. And the humans won. And then they
Anybody
decided to,
that's ever seen the Animatrix, think of the robot battle,
yeah,
but like way longer.
yeah. So yeah, the simple version of this is like the humans won, causing a treaty to be formed, and the robots are just secluded out in the desert. And
Treaty
it
with
is a
Mr. Peanut.
Mr. Peanut, voiced by Woody Harrelson. Yeah. So the interesting thing is that there's a lot of like legalities against, like, humans are not allowed to converse with robots. Robots are not allowed to leave their walled off desert thing, kind of like the wall Trump wants. And yeah, so that's kind of the simplistic version. Guys, I'm gonna let you decide where we want to start. What do you want to discuss first for this film?
First of all, I want to say, Luke, I'm glad I'm not the only person who thought about Ready Player One when watching this. Two, whatever.
And
Okay,
Bumblebee.
I'm not gonna lie, that is like the basis of my feelings for this movie is just whatever. Let's start with the cast. I want to start with the cast actually.
Please.
I don't like Millie Bobby Brown.
Like
I have
period
not
or in this?
period. I have not
Okay.
liked her since Stranger Things season kinda two. Like there were times when I did, but there were times when I didn't. But ever since then, Millie, I don't care. I didn't hate her in King of the Monsters, but I didn't like her either. I did not like her in Godzilla vs. Kong, and don't really watch anything else she does because I don't know. And also, I just want to say this: am I the only one who's really beginning to feel like you just becoming the face of Netflix movies? Because every time a
Millie?
movie comes out with you, it's always a Netflix original. Every single time, seems so. Except for the Godzilla movies.
I mean, she's a big
She's
reason
making
why
money.
they have subscribers and money. So
Yeah.
they probably got exclusive contracts. You know what I mean? They probably
Probably so.
honestly, she's been working for Netflix since like she could walk. So that kind of makes sense. But I are you done?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I agree with you, but like her character from King of the Monsters and this one kind of feel the same to me. And also, why does she have to be an American? Why can't she like actually speak with her real voice and be her playing this character? I think that would have worked more for me. Also, I was confused on how old she's supposed to be because I know she's like what 25, and I feel like there's a point where she's supposed to play like a 12-year-old, and then there's a point where she's playing an 18-year-old because she's in high school throughout the whole movie.
She's
But there's
21
like
right now.
she's 21.
Mhm.
Millie is.
I don't know. I was confused about that when they were jumping around with that. There's two ways I can look at this. One is judging it how I normally judge films, or I can take it for what I think it's supposed to be, which is like a throwback to 90s movies. And if I take it as a throwback, this movie is very enjoyable, and I enjoy their performances, even though they're cheesy as fuck and they don't make a lot of sense. Their dialogue isn't that great.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I look at it as a movie, then it's obviously like it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I'm choosing to go with the 90s route so I can say I had fun with it because I do think there's some good ideas in here, but their acting, they're pretty subpar. I think if they're not voice acting, the actual actors, not like the voices of the robots, Chris Pratt, Millie Bobby Brown, everybody else, yeah, they're not doing it for me. They all kind of seem like they're phoning it in.
Chris Pratt has a way of phoning it in that sort of feels like he's still trying in a way, and I give him credit for that because he's the one human character that I was like kind of okay with.
The only thing is, in my personal opinion, is Chris Pratt was just typecasted into his role.
Makes
Like
sense.
they like I don't know. I just got vibes of every single role I've seen him play, and be like, yeah. As they're writing this, we're gonna just ask Chris to do this. Let's just
I
Chrisify
guess.
this as much as possible.
Yeah, I can see that. But like it, it's okay, I guess. But like it's nothing I'm gonna really write home about, which sucks because there's some kind of okay things going on in here that I think could
There's
have
some
benefited from.
really interesting things, like you were saying. I think there's a lot of like potential plots and like certain characters or like even abilities for some of like the robots maybe that there's a really good movie in here. It just wasn't scripted and executed properly. And I
So
don't
I looked at it. I looked at it like this, and then Anthony take over. But like,
Yeah.
I was hanging out with Brian, my director friend. I was hanging out with him, and he literally got done talking about how it doesn't seem like anybody's making like Spielberg type movies or like the great filmmaker type movies. He literally had this conversation. And then I sit down, I'm watching this, and I'm like, this feels like a lesser Spielberg movie, which is where Ready Player
See,
One came in.
this is like
And
I always thought this I look at this as like this is a B-rated film with a A-rated film budget.
fair, because the stuff like the acting and some of the
Mhm.
choices that they do in the CGI, it's like you are trying to make this movie that's supposed to take me back, but you made like the worst version of it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like it's a Spielberg spin-off, but like not a good one.
Yeah.
For me, I just was in a very I don't care. I'm with you on like there was a couple things in here that I was like, okay, that's pretty interesting, but nothing ever had me like invested, but nothing had me too disinvested that I was just like doing everything else.
The
Actually,
amount of times I paused this movie because
yeah,
like
see, I didn't.
because something came up and I had to like stop it, but like I was just like, I'll get back to it.
No, literally, I do that when I'm really not interested in the movie, but I actually didn't. So I was sort of on board. Just it was just very whatever. Like, I mean,
It's something I've seen before. I pulled a Morgan on this. It's like I know what's gonna happen. I know where this is going,
Yep.
and we're
like,
gonna get the kid here. Like, all right.
I don't care for Millie Bobby Brown at all. Chris Pratt was fine enough, although that hairstyle was not for Chris Pratt at all. That was,
that was a
I looked
choice.
no, because
He was looking
when
a
they
little
showed
too
him,
he was looking a little too Star-Lordy for me.
I didn't even get Star-Lord vibes. Like when I saw him first, I was like, "Who's this?" And I was like, "Wait, is that Chris? What the fuck? What is that hair?"
After
And
the
then,
haircut.
oh, that makes sense. But I will say, a moment with him and his robot later was something he says to him, and I was like, "Oh, now this look makes a lot more sense to me."
Actually, I'm gonna run that back for a second because Anthony Mackie as Herm is definitely worth watching this movie for.
I didn't know that. Okay, so when I was watching, every time
That's
Herm
fair.
talked, I was like,
Herm is the
he
shit.
doesn't sound like someone I know, but the way he talks reminds me of someone I know. And it wasn't until I was on Wikipedia looking at it, I was like, oh my, that explains so much. So yeah, Anthony Mackie is Herm is my favorite character of this whole movie.
He has a size for every situation, and my man is fantastic.
Yeah. We got Star-Lord and new Captain America hanging out in this movie.
I'm serious. Like everything we just said, Herm is 100% worth watching this movie. He is the best thing in this movie. Yeah, watch it for Herm.
Yeah, that's fair. And okay, for what it's worth, the movie's really not that bad or nothing like that. Like out of every human character in this movie, the one person who I thought did my favorite job probably was Ki Hui Kwan.
I wanted more of him.
Yeah,
the man's on a high, and he's in the movie for like 5 minutes. Why is he here?
He also felt a little typecasted to me though from his previous roles we've seen recently.
As the doctor with the glasses. I still don't understand why Millie Bobby Brown can't do anything with her accent.
I don't know.
But she's never British in anything. Why can't she just? This character is so one note as a teen. Like, just let her do it like that, and we probably buy it a lot more. But like her delivery with the accent, it's bad. I didn't like it.
I was gonna say we got Stanley Tucci in the movie as well, playing I think the same person he was in Transformers 4.
Yeah, he's fine.
Stanley, though.
Yeah,
not necessarily in this role, but I just love Stanley in general.
I didn't recognize him.
Performances were sick.
Yeah, I didn't recognize him at first in looking. And also, I want to bring this up too. That while I saw this when I was at Raven's house, and I would like to say that on the way, I happened to have been watching another better robot movie, and it was the first Transformers. But
talk about the voice cast, and then I'm
do
circling back to what you just said.
All right, deal. So let's start. I mean, we already talked about Anthony Mackie being the best character in this movie.
Yeah,
but
Mr. Peanut, Woody Harrelson as Mr. Peanut is entertaining, but like it doesn't need to be Mr. Peanut, and because his mouth doesn't like move, it's like watching. I don't know. It didn't really work for me the way that his mouth
fair.
With
but
words.
I actually disagree because I liked that it was like Mr. Peanut. I liked the robots in this movie because I'm so used to like super advanced. Like you get the iRobots or the Autobots, Decepticons, and stuff like that. I like that the robots in this movie felt like realistic.
They were familiar to us because they're from products. Some of them are from products we actually know today, like Mr. Peanut. Like, and that also there is. I'm surprised you haven't said it yet, Mister, of this being a walking billboard.
I thank you for reminding me, but like, yeah, it is. There's a lot of product placement in here, which is why Mr. Peanut
makes sense in this. You know,
Mr. Peanut gave me a huge laugh, and then I went, "Oh fuck, it's Mr. Peanut."
Like, no, but I really liked that. I like that they didn't go super advanced. I like they didn't do the whole super advanced stuff, and even when they had like the drones that people were controlling, they felt like super like
because it's the 90s.
It felt real, and I really like that. I think that's something I'm really liking more about robots is like I kind of like them when they're feeling a bit more real rather than going super sci-fi with it to a degree. Like I don't know, the only robots that I ever forgive is honestly just the Transformers, but and not the KSI ones that did the whole disintegrating and turning into a robot.
Yeah, less we talk about that, the better.
Yeah,
but the product placement, like you said, I'm cool with. It actually serves a purpose. Like it's not just.
It makes sense, you know. They had a robot.
There's a couple of those scenes though where they're like eating shit.
You know, there are things where it made sense for there to be robots of like certain brands. Or if you look at the massive tower, you see like Safeway, you see a bunch of actual brands we already know. They have their neon signs because they would buy. That's a free billboard because it goes higher, almost as high as the Eiffel Tower. You know what I mean? So like it makes sense. But
once we got into the mall and shit and like Kohl's and all that stuff, so I'm like, okay, fucking calm down. I see how you got the movie made. Jesus Christ.
I see where this budget was funded.
Yeah, no shit.
I would say my other two favorite robots was the mail lady, I think played by Jenny Slate, actually.
Oh, fantastic.
I mean, I'm a mail. I work in a mailroom now, so I got some bias. And I feel bad for the haircut robot. I feel bad for her. After what went down in the mall, everything was bad. She looked at her like hair, like that robot guilt tripped me to a haircut.
Yeah. That was actually pretty funny. But like,
that was like okay.
Our piano taco guy did not deserve to.
No, I forgot about Piano Taco Man.
Piano Taco Man was just straight up piping up the battlefield and got murked.
Man, fuck you, Stanley Tucci, for that. Damn.
Hang on.
Oh, I also just realized we didn't talk about Giancarlo Esposito.
Who the fuck did Muschietti play? He's credited in here.
Wait, who?
The director of it.
Well,
Andy?
Give me the name.
Yeah.
And hold on.
Andy Muschietti. I think I pronounced that right.
Oh yeah.
Where do he's in the cast?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot you're on IMDb. I'm on Wikipedia all the time.
Well,
I don't remember him being anywhere.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but he's not listed as a character, but he's listed as the cast member.
No. So he was supposed to be. He was originally slated to be the director. But he took over. But the Russo brothers took over directing duties, and he became the executive producer. So he's listed because of executive producer.
Okay.
Okay. There you go.
Pop Fly, Brian Cox. That's my favorite robot.
He's the baseball one, right?
Yep.
Okay.
He was good. I like the little. I like the tension breaking that he.
So like for the robots, the cheesiness makes all the sense in the world. For the humans, not so much.
Yeah, but wait, going back to
I'm
the
also
homie
surprised
Giancarlo.
there wasn't more like. I'm surprised we didn't see in this film more like robot human friendship. Like I feel like there are the activists out there who would have been sticking up for them.
I
And
thought
so
that's
I'm
how the
kind of
movie ended.
Yeah.
sure that is how it ended, but I'm surprised we didn't see a few more, like even if it was just like a little like one-off moment here and there, just to
Oh,
like show.
well,
I
they're
like
supposed
They
to
would
hate
need
each
more.
other. Remember?
Yeah, I know. I'm just surprised that we didn't have that in there. Not that it obviously it was not needed, but
Giancarlo.
Yeah.
How do you feel about his accent? What is he doing? That's not
I
his
don't
voice.
know.
Why?
I
What
noticed
is
that
it with
too.
the accents in this movie?
I don't actually know. I
it
was
has
even
its
though like
95 of them, I guess.
he sounds like him, but he doesn't sound like him. But I don't know how I feel about him in this movie.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how, like, near the end, obviously, did Esposito's character have a role, but I was kind of annoyed that we didn't see like random little moments of him like being able to track them and be like, oh, here's really big tracks of their little mech that they're walking with, and let's continue on with following following along and like finding them. So I don't know, I felt like like Esposito's Giancarlo's Esposito's character was kind of like, for the most time, like not necessary, and then was just there to move along the plot only when 100% needed.
Yeah.
I didn't like the ending with his character. I dug him up until like the switch.
As
I
soon
don't know,
as he
felt
saw
unearned.
he's like a kid, and I was like, well, now he's gonna be a good guy. Like he's gonna switch to robot team.
I
Like,
think it could have worked if it was just maybe developed a bit more if he had more screen time because
It's real quick. It's very quick. Like
Yeah,
he just ripped the robot's head off essentially, and then he goes, "All right, I'm gonna be like a good guy now."
Well,
Yeah,
he
I
said
would
that I
say
found somebody who's less human than a robot. So
I mean,
I liked the line.
Line was-
I think that storyline should have been built up a little better though.
I agree. I agree. I
And I
think
agree with
I
you.
think the story could basically have none of like the marshal or the butcher, whatever he's called. It could
Yeah, his
either
name is
have none
Marshall.
of him, or it needed more of him.
Yeah, he just felt kind of there in a way, and I think it was you more into like I forgot exactly what you said, but I was like,
To
it
move the
was
plot
kind of like
along.
a
It was only-
little
it was-
wasting.
Yeah, it was. I only felt like the times that I really needed to care about this character was when he was there to purposely push the plot to the next stage.
You know,
Other
I
than
think
that, he was constantly like not even in the back of my mind. We saw him once
Yeah.
and I forgot about him until he showed up again.
yeah, you know, a very wise android a very wise android who looked at a tiny bald man once said, "Why the hell is he even here?"
If Jason Alexander is in a movie with Giancarlo Esposito and Jason Alexander is more entertaining than Giancarlo Esposito, I think we have a problem. No offense to Jason Alexander, but that's fucking Giancarlo Esposito. Like, come on.
So yeah,
But I don't hate him. He's a fine villain, but that switch was stupid.
yeah, it's just very whatever. Everything from me is just very whatever.
You guys said you had a problem with the CGI. I think the CGI is fine.
I didn't actually.
So there was just a couple areas that I wish the
Mhm.
CGI, not seeing obviously its budget, was a little more fine tuned. I think there were some areas that could do with better CG work, but the design and the majority of the CG I didn't have problems with. But there was some areas where I was like, that could have been a little bit better.
Right.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
mainly my
I
problem with CG.
actually like the CGI. Honestly, there were points where I'm like, "Hey, that actually looks really good."
Okay.
Action wise, not very exciting. If I'm being real, it just happens, and I don't care.
No, I agree. It's and even like the best stuff, like Esposito versus Mr. Peanut, it's over in like 2 seconds.
Yeah,
doesn't
it was
even-
just
if,
very
you know,
whatever.
if we're being honest, like a fight in real life doesn't take very long.
True, but like,
This is a movie, Morgan. With a Mr. Peanut with a fucking cane sword, and you're gonna give me 10 seconds of it? I got Gian motherfucking Carlo Esposito
The best
fighting
part,
a Mr. Peanut robot, and you only give me 10 seconds of that? Are you kidding me? And Mr. Peanut was throwing hands.
yeah. I gotta say though, Mr. Peanut having a cane sword fucking love that shit.
Yeah, it's
That
pretty
was
sick.
good. I was hoping he'd stab Stanley Tucci though. Oh, you wanted
Me
to
too.
revisit what I said about Transformers, didn't you?
Yes, correct. Because what we didn't get into is the fact that Millie Bobby Brown's character has a little brother in this movie that gets hooked up to a machine that splits his stuff between his actual body and a robot, and the little robot is the brother. And I have to spoil that because it's very essential to everything that I'm going to say. Why the fuck? Because they show in the very beginning of this movie that this kid is a super genius, right?
Yeah.
So why the fuck is super genius putting his consciousness into a robot that can't fucking talk?
I had nothing, honestly.
My only thought.
Why are we bumblebeeing this movie? It doesn't. It's unnecessary. It is annoying because he's just saying like 4 different catchphrases the whole fucking movie.
I feel like that's because if he could talk, the big, oh my gosh, the end part when they finally get to where the actual brother is, would be less. Oh my god.
No, it's
I'm
lazy.
assuming that's how they are looking at it, not that I think that it is that way. But
maybe, but it's lazy.
I do agree.
It
is
very lazy. And it's very annoying with the little robot that I kind of want to root for because I like the little cartoons that they're watching. Like, that's cool. And that character seems cool. And now I got this annoying ass little robot running around.
Yeah.
I couldn't criticize it because I just didn't care. I was just watching like, okay.
I weirdly wanted the issue with the brother to be darker than it was. I wanted that his brain or his body was no longer usable, and that they straight out were gonna have his brain hooked up, and they just needed to do like almost think of like Avatar and like do like a conscience transfer, like not technically, but you know, I'm not gonna dive into that for anybody who wants to go watch it.
When the Brobot started talking, I got really upset. Like, I was about to shut the thing off. But thank God Herm showed up. I'm telling you, if Herm is not in this movie, I'll buy it. But if Herm was not in this movie, I wouldn't have been able to make it through, guys. Honestly.
I really liked Herm. Herm was one of my favorite characters.
Herm is the shit. Yeah, but otherwise, like this, I mean, it's pretty by the numbers. Like I said,
did you call it at the end that there was a third Herm?
Yes, because he fucking says it really like into the camera. I have a size for every occasion. I went, oh well, this motherfucker's.
Yeah. When he said I need to go into sleep mode, I was like, where are they going with this? But like, nah, they're leaning on this too hard because Chris Pratt, they have this funny relationship, and he started confessing like he's gonna wake up, isn't he? And he came up with like, oh well, same thing. Where he confesses his love for a robot. I love you more as a friend, which explains the mustache and the haircut.
Minibot was cool. Kaiju Bot was cool.
Yeah, I love Kaiju Bot.
Herm's got moves.
Yes, you do.
I'm so glad Herm is in this movie.
The best CG in this film was around Herm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, I think the one scene that I genuinely found funny was, did you unplug the microphone in the fridge to charge? And like, I won't be mad. Of course, gets mad. I just found that hilarious.
Yeah, their chemistry together, that dialogue. I mean, those are two. When they're together, Herm's the best character. When they're together, best two characters.
Best duo, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Separate, Chris Pratt.
Yeah, her Anthony Mackie carries. Yes, Team Anthony's.
Yeah, so, I mean.
But other than that, like, I don't dislike the movie. I don't like the movie. It's just, I watched it, and I don't care.
I think we're going to be surprised by scores. I think we're going to be surprised by scores.
Well, let's take it away then, Luke. What's your score? Because I don't think we have anything else to say, right? You guys feel good?
I really don't.
I feel good.
Okay, take it away.
I'm going to give this movie a 4.5, and it is strictly off the back of Herm. And if I look at it like, you know, like I said, I feel like it's the worst Spielberg movie. There's a lot of whimsy. There's a lot of shots, a lot of music, a lot of cadences in the film that take me back to like Homeward Bound and shit like that, and like Spielberg movies, like I said. So in that respect, I can have a good time with this because of that stuff and Herm. But if I look at it, you know, like it's supposed to be an entertaining movie, I don't really think it holds much water. So if I'm in the right mindset, I can have a pretty good time with this movie strictly because of Herm and some of the shots and shit. So I'm going to give it a 4.5.
Okay.
I don't think it's that bad, but it's bad.
Should I go next?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna give this a 5.5. This wasn't Reminiscence lame, but it wasn't Chaos Walking good either. So it's in the middle there. And for what it's worth, there was some good stuff to this movie, I suppose. Like, I like the concept of the robot war. I like the robots themselves, and I like the civilization they were like kind of working on. And I like the tension. Herm is definitely the best part. Hello.
Hey Raven, how's
Welcome
it going, man? I'm sorry,
Raven,
I didn't see
what-
your messages.
Hold on, Rainbow.
Yeah, they're raspberries.
Huh. Raven. You know, I have a wife named Raven.
It's not your woman.
Just checking. But it'll be
Oh,
awesome if it
goodness.
was.
Anyway,
Why doesn't she watch? Why doesn't she watch?
Well, she had class this morning and she got up super early, and that girl is a sleepy baby. So that girl is probably napping still.
well,
But yeah, I mean, there was enough to this movie that I didn't hate, and it had some interesting stuff. It was just I watched and I don't care. So I don't have any. I have no negatives. I don't have a lot of negatives, and I don't have a lot of positives. Just yeah.
I'm right there.
What
with
about you?
I'm right there with you. I'm a 5.5. It
God, I feel like I should have a higher score now.
No, you don't. You feel how you feel. It's all good.
like I had enjoyability. I really like the world building in the. I like the world building that we get. I want more. I think there is a better film in here than what we got, but there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of things I do like too. So it's kind of a bit of a toss up for me. But I'm just gonna kind of go middle of the road and give it a 5.5.
Okay.
I could watch this again. I could.
I could. How do I describe it?
Because of her.
I'm only watching the Herm scenes probably, but this is like a. I don't put it on because I want to watch it. It's more like if it's just there, why the fuck not? And just leave it and do something else.
Yeah, if this was back in the day and this came on TV, I would definitely watch it.
Yeah,
It would I'd be like, oh shit, yeah, okay, I'll watch it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good way to rate a movie.
Yeah,
I'm gonna use that. Get ready.
there you go. Yeah, that's actually a really good way of looking at movies
If
too.
we
It's
still
like,
watched movies on TV and this was on, I would totally watch it. That's right where a 4 or 5 movie should be. Oh, get your ass on TV, get in circulation. You'll do just fine.
Speaking of TV, shit, I was on lunch yesterday. Guess what was on the TV in the big ass cafeteria? Godzilla King of the Monsters, man.
Hail,
But here's the problem.
Always find a way, and I love it.
Yes, just like I find a way to bring up all the movies you hate.
I'm just saying
because I'm about to bring a movie you hate too because I was on lunch.
You did, and you used good after it.
I know, but here's another
wait
problem
for
though.
another.
Because the reason I didn't notice King of the Monsters was on because I was eating lasagna on my phone, watching Red One.
Can we
Oh.
end the show now?
No, that's not the one I thought you were going to say, but that's really funny.
He
too.
did Reminiscence, Chaos Walking, and Red One. Please, for the love of God. For the love of God.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Razgris. So I do really like Simon Stellenhag's art, and
Oh yeah, this is a book, right?
it's an illustrated novel. Yeah, and looking at it, like this is it says loosely based on. So I wonder, would this be better if they did less loose
I'll have
and
to
more
check that
like
out and see how they did.
tied in, like
I agree with
more
you.
tightly tied into the book.
Gotcha.
But the art in that is sick. Not gonna lie.
Check it out.
But anyway, like I was gonna say this though, but sorry, Luke. Sorry, I was making you mad. I know. I keep
I
making
was,
you.
I was
Godzilla.
hoping you were gonna
yeah.
throw a chaos walking in his face.
He did.
I did.
Oh, good.
And he used good after it.
No, remember I said it wasn't as bad as boring bad as Reminiscence, but it wasn't as good as Chaos Walking, which is why
Oh,
it hit.
yeah,
fucking
that's right,
No.
that's right.
You said it's not Reminiscence lame, but it's also not Chaos Walking good. And I was
That's
like,
what I
are you fucking kidding me?
I know I keep bringing up some quote unquote booty movies, but
Get me out of here.
I do.
Get me out
I
of
do.
here.
Listen,
Get
y'all.
me out of here.
I do
I
like
wanna
me some
go.
booty.
I want to leave.
Oh my god!
Leave.
Stop!
I want to leave.
You're not allowed to. Sorry,
I
Luke. You're
I don't
stuck
wanna
here
do this
forever in
anymore.
this
I'm
universe.
done for the night. My shift is over. Let me go home.
You're right. Let's talk about The Crow instead.
I
Which
mean, yeah.
genuinely like.
Hey, even the bad ones I love talking about, so it's okay.
Yep. Sorry, not Sorry World. I love that movie though. Still,
Did you get that steelbook? I kind of want that steelbook.
I did not.
I want it.
I've been saving money as much as I can. The only thing I really buy is food, really.
I want
And
it.
the Steam Deck, but only because I actually could.
Morgan?
Well, gentlemen, anything else before we wrap up tonight's episode?
No, I'm good.
All
Yeah,
right.
pretty good,
I hope y'all
actually.
enjoyed the rambling there at the end there. But all right, for y'all who do not know and who have maybe had just recently joined us, we are the Wannabes Podcast, and we are your hosts. I'm Morgan, that's Luke, and that's Dreaded. And every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time here on YouTube and Twitch, we go live and give you your thoughts on the latest movie or movies that are out, and also give you our thoughts on some of the latest industry news out there in the entertainment world. But yeah, one thing before we go, Luke, I am going to put you on the spot, and can you remind everybody about your crowdfunder going on for Crawlspace?
Yeah, so I am in the process of trying to make a actual feature-length film. It is a huge process. This is the most fun yet most frustrating thing I've ever done in my entire life. It is based off a script that I wrote. I have my very good friend Brian Kilby, who has had some experience in this realm directing the film. We have a great cast, but this thing's expensive, and we could use a little bit of help. So what Morgan just shared is our crowdfunding campaign. We are asking for donations, but you by no means have to donate. If you don't want to donate, please check us out anyway and give us a share.
Share it.
Share it to anybody that you think might be interested, or just anybody anyway. You never know. More eyes is better. Follow us on Instagram. You can follow me on X at LukeW306 for updates. Follow the Crawlspace movie on Instagram for updates. Check out that crowd campaign. We fully anticipate being more active as we go along. We're just trying to think outside the box a little bit about how we can expand the promotion of this campaign. This is one of those avenues. Morgan, thanks for the time. But yeah, if you have any interest at all, you like a horror film, you like independent filmmaking, check us out.
Yeah. With that, guys, please, if you can in any way, support them by sharing or if not donating as well. But
it would be amazing. I would be eternally grateful.
Yeah, but for now, everybody, we are going to call it a night here. Make sure you tune in to and go and follow us on all of our social medias. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Blue Sky. Yeah, that's the one I was forgetting. Go over there. Give us a follow. That way you know when we're going live, and when we do go live, what we're reviewing. Because we always announce it there on our social medias. We're also on, if you're not here on YouTube, come over here, subscribe to us, support us. If you're not on Twitch, come over here, follow us, support us. And then we're also on Spotify, so go follow our channel on Spotify so that way you can listen to us on the go. But for now, everybody, thank you for joining us. We will catch you next time. But remember, as I always say, next time, y'all, don't forget the popcorn.
If you forget the popcorn, I swear I'm sending Herman after you to step on you.
Some people might be into that.
Big Herm.
All right, have a good night, y'all.
Love some Big Herm.
You know,